Trent Richardson, and I like Nick Chubb. And I thought Nick ran more like I used to run. And he's just a tough brawler, baller. And I seen him when I was at a restaurant here. Obviously, he didn't know who I was. He walked by, and I said, "Man, they got to tackle this joker." You know what I'm saying? My man moves. He moves. He's aggressive. I love him. You know what I mean?
Got the total package. We know the window for running back in the NFL is short. I just hope we use him the way he should be used. Because I think my only knock on him is that I don't think he's been properly used to the fullest extent of what he can do. I hate that he and Hunt aren't on the field at the same time ever. I think that's crazy. I'd like to see him a little more active.
So the one thing I said about when they brought Kareem over, at least it gives them some relief.
Sure, it does.
So, in some capacity.
You can spell him, but, when the game is on the line, it's the biggest play. I don't want to see him on the sidelines.
Actually, Freddie Kitchens played them together one game.
A little bit.
That?
Yes,
not much, but a little bit.
There was one game, about 6 or 7 plays, and it really hasn't happened since.
But Kareem Hunt was like the fullback. They was like, go block him. But he did use him more.
I want to see, like, a full house backfield with Kareem Hunt, Deshaun Watson, Nick Chubb. Good luck, other team.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good luck
with
those
kidding.
three back there.
All right, we're going to move off the Browns. We're going to talk about the Cavs because tonight is the NBA draft lottery. And obviously the Cavs, although they made the play-in round, they didn't make the actual playoffs. So they are in the draft lottery. And if the ping pong balls hold, they will be the 14th pick. They've got a very, very small chance. I think a 0.5% chance of getting the first pick. They're almost a lock for the 14th pick based on how many ping pong balls are in there and when they're supposed to pick. So the Cavs are sending Anderson Varejao as their representative. A team has to pick someone to go over. I think that's a great pick.
Yeah.
I love Varejao. He played like his hair was on fire.
He's like an extra mascot.
He really is. Mascot.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. But what are our realistic expectations? Let's just say the Cavs land where they're supposed to in the 14th pick. You don't usually find guys that change your life in the NBA at number 14.
No.
You got to get lucky to some degree.
This is why I was upset down the stretch they didn't make the playoffs. Because now, like, the alternatives, but, hey, we get the 14th pick. You're like, all right, man. They got some guys that can possibly make the squad. Maybe some guys that'll go back between the G League up and call them back up. But it's very difficult to find somebody at 14 that's going to be a playmaker. And, by the way, the Cavs have great talent. So, if you draft the best available player and he plays power forward, good luck.
This isn't like the old school Cavs that were whoever they drafted, they were going to make the team because they didn't have enough players as it was.
That's the guy I want right there is Ochai Agbaji out of Kansas.
Yeah.
He can shoot like nobody's business. He can stretch out the floor, and that's exactly what they need. They need an outside shooter.
See,
to
I
complement
love him
everybody.
too. I just don't think he's going to be around at 14.
I think
was
you're probably
surprised
right.
he was on this mock.
Let's trade the pick to DeJounte Murray, baby. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Let's go.
Yeah,
I
trade
want
the
a proven
pick
player.
and a lot of other pieces.
Yeah, whatever. DeJounte Murray is an all-star caliber player. I want him here.
So I looked it up. The last 3 drafts, the Cavs obviously had impact guys because they had high picks.
Right.
In 19, they got Darius Garland at 3. In 18, they got Colin Sexton with the 8. Evan Mobley last year was the 3 pick.
Yep.
And Isaac Okoro was the 5 in 2020. But I
Let's
also
ignore
looked,
Dylan
guys.
Windler there.
Yeah, I know. Well, he was a late
He's
first
used
rounder
to it.
because they had 2 picks in that draft in the first round. But what I did was I went back and looked at the last 3 number 14 overall picks in the NBA. And this is to my point that guys usually don't change lives in that 14 slot. Moses Moody was the
One of my
14th pick
all-time
last
favorites.
year.
Yeah, huge Moody
Golden
head.
State Warriors. He actually spent time in the G League this year.
Yeah.
2
There you
years
go.
ago,
There you go.
Aaron Nesmith from the Celts.
The Smith. Yeah.
Not changing anybody's life. And 3 years ago, number 14, Romeo Langford to the Celtics.
Langford,
He's now, I think he's now on the Spurs. He was traded. But so I mean, the draft now, when you're a middle of the road team like the Cavs were, it's tough to build through the draft. So maybe they make some trades and try to sign a free agent or something.
I mean, Isaac Okoro went 5th, but that's not anything after the top 3 to 4.
a
You start getting to 7 or 8.
Yeah,
Some years it's a little
I mean, they got
longer, but
Sexton
yeah.
at 8 a couple of years ago, and that's a great pick.
He's a good player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player.
So-
They did a good job with those picks, except for Windler, but that's a late first round.
It's still
pick.
pretty exciting that we are even still in the lottery considering the season they